Recently, in Compound 29, everybody was minding their business until Mama Kudi returned from the market, carrying one nylon bag like a treasure chest. She marched straight to the corridor and dramatically pulled out a wrapper so bright the sun had to adjust its own brightness. The lace had gold glitter, large patterns, and a shine that could blind destiny. Auntie Ronke looked up from her sewing machine and said, what kind of wrapper is shining like wedding ring? Mama Kudi posed like a mannequin. My people, una dey look gold. This wrapper is for my niece's traditional wedding, imported straight from the abroad. Well, abroad could mean Cotonou, but who wan argue? Just then, Biscuit Lawyer walked past with his big head and oversized brown coat hanging on his tiny body. He paused as if he had seen court evidence. He squinted at the wrapper dramatically. Exhibit A of excessive brightness. This cloth is guilty of causing visual harassment in the first degree. People burst into laughter. Mama Kudi ignored them and shook the wrapper again so the glitter could make noise. Nobody should nail this wrapper. Oh. I want early morning blessing to touch it. I must slay on Saturday. You don't understand? Biscuit Lawyer nodded seriously, placing his hands behind him like Judge Wole Soyinka. Noted. According to Section 19 of Domestic Protection, this wrapper must remain undisturbed. Auntie Ronke rolled her eyes. Polytechnic law graduates, is it wrapper you are quoting code for? But Biscuit Lawyer ignored her. He lifted one peg and inspected it like microscope. This peg is weak. If any unauthorized movement occurs, we shall treat it as premeditated theft with intention to disgrace. Mama Kudi clapped her hands and said, Biscuit, God bless you. So, before sleeping, she touched the wrapper 3 times, prayed loudly, and told the clothing line, abeg, hold this wrapper tight for me oh. This wrapper is my ministry of display for Saturday wedding. Na beg I dey beg you. Then, at 4:52 a.m., the compound was quiet until one scream shook the entire neighborhood. Jesu! My wrapper! My destiny wrapper don't disappear. Doors opened and sleep disappeared from everyone's eyes. Mama Kudi rolled on the floor with her leg in the air. People! Wicked people! Why you not thief my shine? Why? Auntie Ronke stumbled out of her room with her hairnet standing like a tower. Alota the dog backed in confusion. Biscuit Lawyer rushed out with his toothbrush still in his mouth and his coat flying behind him that early in the morning. He raised one hand dramatically. Everybody freeze! This is a criminal occurrence of the highest order. This line is now a restricted legal zone. We are dealing with a calculated, deliberate, well-planned disappearance. People gathered around the clothing line. The wrapper was gone. Only one lonely peg remained. Biscuit Lawyer bent and pointed at it like a CIA detective. Behold, Exhibit B, the last surviving peg. Mama Kudi screamed and slapped her chest. My destiny! Who wan disgrace me for this wedding? Wedding what I don dey prepare for? Auntie Ronke looked at her and said, Omo, this compound has entered another season oh. Before long, Compound 29 had turned into a market square. People gathered around the empty clothing line like mourners at burial ground. Mama Kudi sat on the floor, crying with her full chest, slapping her thighs. They have buried my wrapper oh. They want to bury my destiny. Auntie Ronke shook her head dramatically and said, "Here we go again. Well, this one is a spiritual matter, Sha. It's not ordinary." Mama Kudi looked at her and screamed louder. "Bia, Ronke, abeg shift with that your English. Spiritual care. This is pure wickedness." Meanwhile, Biscuit Lawyer arrived with his brown oversized coat, marker, and tape in one hand, and then a small book in the other. He cleared his throat like someone about to address a UN meeting. "Ladies and gentlemen of Compound 29, we are dealing with a criminal with," he measured, "small leg." The yard started laughing. Even Mama Kudi paused crying to ask, "Biscuit, how you take no say the leg small?" He pointed at the floor proudly. "Observe Exhibit A, tiny footprints under the clothesline. Definitely not Mama Kudi's size." Everyone bent to look, and truly, the footprint was small and neat, nothing like Mama Kudi's big market slippers. Mama Kudi gasped, "Jesus, a small-legged thief. They have sent dwarf to disgrace me, oh." Auntie Ronke sighed. Please, nobody sends any dwarf. Let's be serious." But Biscuit Lawyer was still pacing. "Observe Exhibit B. Only one peg remaining. Peg cannot remove itself. This shows intention. This is premeditated wrapper extraction." People nodded, impressed for no reason. Then Mama Kudi shouted, "But why my wrapper? Why?" Somebody coughed, and another whispered, "Because you talk too much." Next, Biscuit Lawyer bent down and picked a shiny particle. "Observe Exhibit C. Glitter. This glitter is from the wrapper, which means the thief passed here." Mama Kudi clapped her hands dramatically. "The blood of Jesus. They dragged my wrapper on the floor. Yeah." Ronke inspected the glitter carefully. "This is the same type used on high-end lace. Whoever took it is familiar with sewing work." People turned slowly and looked towards the direction of the tailor's room. But Biscuit raised a hand like a referee. "Calm down. We must follow procedure. Let us gather more evidence." He sniffed the corridor. "Exhibit D. Perfume smell. Very fresh. Thief sprayed perfume at 5 a.m. Suspicious." Auntie Ronke blinked. "Who uses perfume for stealing? This compound is mad, oh." Then Ify stepped forward shyly. "I heard sewing machine sound last night, but never took light, so I thought I was dreaming." Everybody froze. Even Alota, the dog, stopped scratching. Mama Kudi grabbed her chest. Sewing? With whose wrapper?" Then Tochi pointed under the bench. "Look, thread, same color as the wrapper." Biscuit Lawyer collected it, lifted it up like court evidence. "This is Exhibit E, thread of truth." People nodded like choir members. The landlord finally stepped out and said, Well. If I don't see wrapper thief by 6 p.m. today, I will lock this gate. Nobody goes out and nobody comes in. Period." The compound erupted, and Mama Kudi rolled on the floor again, this time slower. "Lock gate, oh! If not, my destiny will disappear with my wrapper." There was chaos, confusion, and accusations everywhere. Even the bucket started vibrating from tension. Compound 29 had officially entered madness. From morning till afternoon, Compound 29 refused to rest. Every corridor corner carried small suspicion. Every bucket became a witness, and every neighbor suddenly remembered one strange thing they noticed in the night. By 2 p.m., the sun was frying the compound like dodo inside hot oil. But the arguments were even hotter. The first person to fall into trouble was Auntie Ronke. Two children who had been playing since morning suddenly ran forward with some confidence they borrowed from Cartoon Network. Auntie Ronke, we saw rapper-shaped person last night oh. Yes, the body was long like your own mannequin. Immediately, everyone turned their neck like generator key. Ronke's eyes widened in slow motion. Sorry, rapper shape. What does that even mean? Are you kids alright? Why is my name entering what I know absolutely nothing about? But Mama Kudi was already marching towards her with full emotion. Ronke, talk true. You saw my wrapper last night. You touched it. Just tell me early before my blood pressure rises. Ronke placed one hand on her chest like a queen defending her throne. Touch your wrapper. For what exactly? To gain how much? No. Tell me. To achieve what? Please, let nobody use me to rehearse madness this afternoon. No. I'm not in a good mood. But, funnily enough, the yard was not done. One boy in a singlet shouted, I saw Taylor Shadow in the night walking suspiciously. And that was all the compound needed. Suspicion flew like mosquito. It must be Ronke. She gets sewing machine. She sabi sew wrapper. That glitter might be from her shop. Check Ronke's shop. Ronke's voice rose sharply. Can you people hear yourselves? I am a tailor, not a thief. If I need material, I buy it. I don't sneak around stealing people's wrappers like knights or rats. That is absolutely beneath me. Mama Kudi replied in anger. Ronke, don't shout at us. My wrapper did not disappear by itself. Somebody removed it. And you are the closest to this side of the corridor. You dey hear me? Ronke faced her squarely. Madam, if I wanted to spoil your wrapper, I would have told you to your face. I would have done it and owned it with my full chest. You know me now, Mama Kudi. Please, just remove my name from this rubbish equation before I change it for all of you. Hey, the arguments grew wings. Neighbors started remembering imaginary shadows. Two men almost exchanged blows over wrapper trajectory. Even the landlord, who usually minded his business, was watching the chaos from his corridor. And right when it was turning to a mini riot, Biscuit Lawyer returned with his coat, his notebook, and the self-confidence of someone who attended one optional law seminar. He placed a plastic chair in the center and lifted his tiny hand. Everybody calm down. Please, let us not add foolishness to the matter. Let the law speak. People paused, not because of his authority, but because they wanted to hear whatever funny English would come out of his small mouth next. He opened his notebook gently, as if the pages contained national secrets. Let me interview witnesses one by one. He pointed at the first neighbor. Madam Peace, did you hear footsteps at night? I heard something, but it might just be rats. No, rats don't wear perfume. Next, he turned to the next neighbor. Uncle Sunday, did you see any shadow? I saw something move, but I wasn't wearing my glasses. Then you didn't see anything. Please don't confuse the investigation. Shift. He faced a third neighbor. Who borrowed scissors this week? 3 hands went up at the same time. Biscuit sighed in frustration. This compound has no discipline. Arguments started again, and even Mama Kudi started crying fresh tears. Somebody used my wrapper to do nonsense in the night. My enemies have succeeded, Jehovah Jireh. Just then, Ify, remember Ify, the young girl that Auntie Akpola gossiped to her mom about? Yes, she stepped closer to Biscuit Lawyer and tugged his coat gently. Her voice was low and kind of shy. Uncle Biscuit, I didn't want to say anything before because I wasn't sure. But last night, When NEPA took light, I heard sewing machine sound, very small sound, like someone was pressing pedal with torchlight. Biscuit lawyer's eyes sharpened like security torchlight. He turned slowly to face the whole yard. Ladies and gentlemen, we now have a real lead. Everywhere went quiet. Nobody breathed too loudly again. All eyes shifted towards the row of rooms where the sewing and threading usually happened. And the tension climbed the compound wall like lizard looking for sun. Because at that moment, one truth became clear. The wrapper thief was inside this yard, closer than anyone ever imagined. So they dispersed and arranged to come back for the meeting the next day, as everybody's blood was already hot. The next morning, the compound was still vibrating from yesterday's chaos. Ify and her brother Tochi just wanted peace to return. So, that morning, their mom sent them to buy matches and biscuits from the junction. And, miraculously, that was where the real story started. As they passed the small path behind the tailor's corner, Ify suddenly stopped. She bent slowly, narrowing her eyes like someone discovering hidden treasure. She saw something inside the tailor's dustbin, sitting boldly on top. Guess what, my paddies? She saw a tiny cut piece of Mama Kudi's wrapper. The same glitter, the same loud pattern, and the same stubborn shine. Ify gasped, Tochi, see it, oh, come and see it. Tochi rushed over, looked inside and shouted, Jesus, that's Mama Kudi's wrapper. This is the exact piece we saw on the line. Oh my God. The both of them stared at the dustbin like it was speaking in tongues. Without wasting any more time, they ran straight to Biscuit lawyer's room. Biscuit was ironing his shirt with the iron not plugged in. He was just pressing it on the cloth to straighten the future. He looked up sharply when he saw them. Why are you two breathing like suspects? What happened? Ify pointed towards the tailor's room. Uncle Biscuit, we found something. Very important something, oh. That was all Biscuit needed to hear. His eyes widened, his chest lifted, and he grabbed his oversized coat immediately, like a detective in Prison Break season finale. Lead me there instantly. Evidence cannot wait. They walked quickly to the tailor's shop and pushed the curtain aside. The room was dim, cluttered, and smelling of fabric and forgotten dreams. Biscuit lawyer took one slow step in, inspecting like he was auditing the federal government. And truly, things started speaking for themselves. On the floor, under the sewing machine, were small glitter particles. The exact glitter Mama Kudi's wrapper had. Tochi bent down and picked a piece. Uncle Biscuit, isn't that the same glitter we saw under the clothing line? Biscuit lawyer nodded seriously. Oh yes, Exhibit F, floor glitter. He touched the sewing machine pedal. Oh, still warm. Somebody used this very recently. Ify pointed to the table. Uncle Biscuit, look, scissors. There was a sharp and silver scissors that still had small thread on the blade. And then, the final blow. A small notebook was peeping from under a pile of Ankara. Ify picked it carefully, opened the first page, and froze. Uncle Biscuit, look at this. He collected it, read the page slowly, and his mouth opened slightly. On the page was a neat list of names. Number 1, Ronke copy, Bose copy, Fatima copy. Tochi covered his mouth. Ah, but what exactly does this mean now? Biscuit lawyer said dramatically. Case has matured. He looked around again, then shut the notebook gently like sacred document. This is no longer ordinary wrapper theft. This is full-blown tailoring operation of imitation and confusion. Ify whispered, so what do we do now? Biscuit lawyer's tiny chest rose like he just won election. We gather the yard. Then he marched out of the shop like a court martial, with Ify and Tochi behind him, each holding one small piece of evidence. As they entered the compound, neighbors looked very curious. Biscuit lawyer lifted the notebook in the air like Moses lifting his staff. Everybody, come outside. Compound meeting. The truth is ready. And just like that, the whole yard began to assemble again, ready for the explosion that was coming. Mama Kudi marched in front, wrapper tied high on her chest, breathing heavily like a lion, ready to eat its thief. Biscuit motioned his hand, asking them to follow him quietly. So they moved. They didn't stop at Auntie Ronke's room. They walked straight to the next yard tailor's workshop. The man everybody simply called Uncle Kunle, a short man that was always sweating and always measuring waist. Kunle was sitting inside, sewing one stubborn trouser when the yard invaded his shop. He jumped up immediately. Why is everybody trooping into my shop? What's happening? Mama Kudi didn't waste time at all. She pointed at him like she was identifying a thief in a prison lineup. Kunle, where is my wrapper? Don't play with me this morning, no. Kunle blinked fast, confused. Wrapper? Which wrapper? I don't know any wrapper, oh. But his voice was shaking like generator with low fuel. The moment he said that, Ify quietly pulled out the small wrapper piece from his dustbin. Kunle swallowed hard. Biscuit lawyer stepped forward and pointed at the dustbin like a high court judge. Tailor Kunle, Exhibit A has spoken. The yard started to murmur. Kunle shifted from left to right before saying, Okay, calm down, please, calm down, let me explain. But Mama Kudi was already pushing past him. She started opening his cupboards, moving sewing things aside, shaking nylons until she bent down under his sewing table and screamed as if she saw a masquerade. Hey! My wrapper, my glory, my destiny. It's here, oh! Kunle's face collapsed. Neighbors shouted, Ọlọ́run máa jẹ́. Tailor Kunle, you? Tailor dropped onto his stool like melted ice cream. Please, let me explain. Biscuit lawyer crossed his tiny legs and nodded. Yes, start the confession, sir. The yard is listening. Kunle rubbed his head in shame. Yesterday, I overheard Mama Kudi bragging about her wrapper outside. Mama Kudi gasped loudly. So, because I bragged small, you stole big. But Kunle continued. 3 of my customers saw the wrapper on the line. They said they wanted that exact design for their ashebi. They begged me to copy it. So, I took the wrapper. I only wanted to trace it, to just trace it small and make a copy. Mama Kudi screamed. Copy who? Copy what? Copy my destiny? Kunle looked like he wanted to disappear. Never took light while I was walking. Everything scattered. I panicked, hid the wrapper, and said I would wake up by 4 a.m. and return it before anyone else woke up. But I overslept. The yard burst into pure confusion and anger, mixed together like jollof rice and sand. A woman shouted, Tailor, no be your size swear for you, so. Another man added, So you the photocopy with wrapper? Are we in printing press, please? Even Auntie Ronke, clean and polished, folded her arms with satisfaction. Just look at you people. Look at you. You all accused me for nothing. But my God will always vindicate me. Rubbish. Kunle covered his face. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to spoil anything. I just wanted to please my customers. The landlord stepped forward calmly like a village judge. Kunle, since you have confessed, here is the ruling. 1. Refund Mama Kudi the full cost of the wrapper she almost fainted for. 2. Apologize publicly to this whole yard. 3. Sew Mama Kudi's next 3 outfits free of charge, no matter the style she chooses. The whole yard shouted, "Yes! Correct judgment! Now so!" Biscuit Lawyer adjusted his oversized coat proudly. Justice sweet like Fanta, especially cold, chilled one. Mama Kudi hugged her wrapper like a rescued newborn and said, "Kunle, if you ever come near my clothesline again, I will pluck you and your sewing machine." Everybody busted into laughter. My people, the wedding day finally came, and Mama Kudi stepped out of compound 29 like a whole minister of enjoyment. Her wrapper, the restored destiny shining one, hugged her waist like it was made in heaven. Her gele stood boldly, announcing her arrival before she even spoke. "Shift small," she said proudly to the yard people escorting her, because as everyone was part of the wrapper rescue, they decided they would follow her to the wedding venue and witness her shine. So she continued, "My people, I'm going to represent this family with dignity. Nobody will near my shine today. I will stand out." Even Biscuit Lawyer followed behind like a personal assistant, nodding as if he was escorting a governor. When they arrived at the wedding venue, Mama Kudi did small catwalk at the entrance. Then she shook her big waist small with shakara. Then she entered the venue slowly, enjoying the moment and feeling like an African queen. Then she took one more step and froze completely. Her eyes stretched, her mouth opened, her spirit left her body and returned immediately. Because right there, standing near the canopy, were 5 other women, and all of them were wearing the exact same lace wrapper. Same color, same pattern, same shine, same everything, as if it was a Reby. But then theirs were cheaper versions, the type that shines small and gets confused halfway. Mama Kudi whispered, "Jesus, who be all these photocopies?" One woman waved at her confidently. "Auntie Kudi, you self buy this lace?" Our tailor, Kunle, he gave it to us at a good price." Mama Kudi almost fainted. Her breathing changed. Her hands began to shake. "Which Kunle? Kunle tailor? The same Kunle that stole my wrapper? Hey!" He now went ahead to photocopy and sold 5 more for public consumption. It no go better for you, Kunle. Hey! This tailor wants to kill my shine. Hey! People stared at her mockingly and started whispering. Meanwhile, the escorts started hiding their faces to laugh. And then Biscuit Lawyer shook his head and said, "Counterfeit don't scatter original." Auntie Ronke adjusted her glasses. "Oh well, I warned you. When pride fly too high, rapper will drag it back down to earth." Even Tochi, who followed to see drama, whispered, "Mama Kudi, it's okay. At least you are still the original." But Mama Kudi wasn't hearing anything. She held her waist and hissed, "Original, we don't turn group uniform. Kai. This one is paining me in my chest." She walked to a corner quietly and sat down. And she said, "Next time, I will lock my wrapper inside cupboard. I will padlock the cupboard. Nobody, not even tailor spirits, will see my clothes again." After a little consolation from her yard members, she decided to breathe and enjoy the Owambe. She made sure she ate like never before and partied real hard, dancing and celebrating with her niece. And that was how the great Rapper Wahala ended, with laughter and small shame. Peace returned to compound 29, but as we all know, it was only temporary. Because in that yard, trouble always hides behind the next bucket. The end. I want to make a special shout out to at Priska783 for being the first to comment on our last video. My paddy, your speed is faster than Mama Kudi chasing rapper thief, oh, and I love it. Thank you for always showing love. And to all my paddies, thank you for watching till the end as always. I love you all so much. If you haven't joined my paddy community, I want to ask you, what are you waiting for now? It's pretty simple. Oh. Just tap subscribe and you are in. And I beg, don't watch this video without liking and sharing. Oh. Press that like button before we go call Biscuit Lawyer for you. For those of you that watch and run away, please like and share, okay? Everybody deserves to laugh. I love you all, and I'll see you all real soon. Remember, don't let anyone dim your shine. Oh. Make sure you insist on shining like Mama Kudi. Kwechiri Ngano. Bye.